Facing the sudden appearance of two peak upper heavenly supremes and a true perfected heavenly supreme, White Evil realized he had no chance of winning. Staying would surely lead to death. Certain death. With the realization that remaining meant certain death, White Evil's body rapidly expanded. Within moments, he transformed into a colossal form stretching millions of feet, unleashing an extremely violent wave that swept through the heavens and earth. Boom! A deafening explosion erupted, and a massive black light enveloped the sky, shrouding everything for millions of miles. Any strong beings below the heavenly supreme level dared not approach. White Evil self-destructed. Swish! At the moment of White Evil's self-detonation, a shadow of black light surged out from the center of the explosion. It was a piece of White Evil's evil spirit. Realizing the true extent of his situation, White Evil opted to self-destruct to escape. However, just as this part of his evil spirit fled the explosion's center, an ancient hand suddenly reached out from the void before the fragments of his evil spirit. Before it could react, the withered hand grasped the spirit fragments. At that moment, the hand's owner emerged from the void, Qingyan Shanting, the Grand Elder of the Futu Divine Clan. After self-destructing his physical body, White Evil was still caught by Qingyan Shanting. He screamed frantically as an even more terrifying wave of destruction began to spread from the fragments of his evil spirit. Clearly, White Evil knew that being captured by a member of the Primordial Divine Clan meant he would face severe interrogation regarding matters about the extraterritorial clans. As the Little Sacred Emperor, he held an absolute responsibility to keep such information secret. The last remnant of White Evil's evil spirit also chose to self-destruct. Think you can self-destruct? I can still use you. Sensing the destructive fluctuations emanating from the spirit fragment in his hand, Qingyan Shanting smirked coldly and then conjured a white jade bottle in his palm. Swish! The white jade bottle appeared, its mouth covered with a black substance that enveloped White Evil's spirit fragment. This black substance seemed to be some sort of peculiar space, and its coverage area wasn't large. Once the spirit fragment was entirely shrouded, all movements and energy fluctuations ceased. In that black zone, time completely stopped. Able to utilize this time-stopping effect to prevent the self-destruction of White Evil's spirit fragment, and knowing this stasis was not temporary, it indicated that this white jade bottle was a heavenly artifact, one of the 4 clan-protecting treasures of the Futu Divine Clan. Time-stopping bottle. Swish! Frozen by the stasis of time, White Evil, along with the black area, was drawn into the time-stopping bottle. Qingyan Shanting then immediately stored the bottle away, capturing the last remnant of White Evil's spirit fragment. Despite the most ruthless and inhumane means employed by the Primordial Divine Clan, they would extract some information from it, as long as the Supreme Divine Spirits did not interfere. Meanwhile, on another front, Taipang and Primordial Sacred Flame gathered by Xiao Yan's side, vigilantly watching the group of Primordial Divine Clan members that had appeared. The 4 powerhouses from the Primordial Divine Clan surpassed ordinary upper heavenly supremes in strength, and their status in the clan was anything but ordinary. Moments ago, they had ruthlessly erased and sealed White Evil and the other heavenly emperors, effectively announcing, "We are the true upper echelons." Swish! Swish! As Xiao Yan and his companions focused on the group of Primordial Divine Clan experts, these divine beings, having dealt decisively with several heavenly emperors, swiftly moved and stood behind the black-cloaked man, leaving only Qingyan Shanting standing alongside him. It seems we're a step late. Within this radius of 100 million miles, there is no trace of Qingyan Jing left, Qingyan Shanting remarked to the black-cloaked man. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yan and Taipang finally understood that this group from the Primordial Divine Clan was after Qingyan Jing. However, the black-cloaked man's response to Qingyan Shanting caused a slight shock in Xiao Yan and the others. "No, Qingyan Jing is right in front of us," the black-cloaked man said, looking at Xiao Yan. "Lord of Dimensions?" The man in the black robe spoke, and immediately the gaze of the Qingyan Divine Court shifted towards Xiao Yan. In that gaze, there was an ethereal light that seemed to pierce through the heavens and earth. Under the influence of this gaze, Xiao Yan felt as though time around him had slowed down. At the same time, a certain force was crazily searching through his body and the Supreme Sea. As if looking for something, the speed of the search was incredibly fast. The slowing of time caused Xiao Yan's reactions to lag, and by the time he regained his senses, the Qingyan Divine Court, who had been standing before him, had already vanished. Xiao Yan moved quickly. As the figure of the Qingyan Divine Court disappeared, a stern shout echoed in Xiao Yan's mind. The one speaking was Taiping, not far away. Although the Qingyan Divine Court had used some method to slow down the flow of time around Xiao Yan, Taiping and the others, who were a distance away, were still in normal time. Tisi. Hearing Taiping's warning, Xiao Yan immediately snapped back to his senses. Though he didn't know what the Qingyan Divine Court intended, he had a bad feeling. This was definitely not good for him. These people would stop at nothing to achieve their goals. They were probably the most terrifying and ruthless bandits in the Great Thousand Realms. Buzz. Radiant fire symbols appeared at the center of Xiao Yan's forehead, and he immediately channeled all his strength, preparing to retreat from his original position. However, just as Xiao Yan activated his power, a figure had already appeared in front of him. It was the coldly indifferent Qingyan Divine Court. Junior, I'm borrowing your dimension embryo for a moment, the Qingyan Divine Court said coldly to Xiao Yan. With a wave of his hand, a Futu Divine Tower materialized in front of him. Swish! The Futu Divine Tower hovered above Xiao Yan, and a golden light carrying terrifying pressure descended on him. Under this immense pressure, Xiao Yan was locked in midair, his eyes wide with shock and disbelief. The difference between a lower Heavenly Supreme and a perfected Heavenly Supreme was simply too vast. Against such power, any resistance from Xiao Yan would be futile. But only the Qingyan Divine Court, who had sealed him, could feel the overwhelming force Xiao Yan was using to resist. Just moments ago, from within the immobile Emperor of 10,000 Flames body, a force erupted that was no weaker than that of an upper Heavenly Supreme. Though the Qingyan Divine Court easily suppressed this power, it still amazed him. Humph! The Qingyan Divine Court scoffed, and not far away, Taiping saw his palm turn liquid. Then, this liquid hand extended directly into Xiao Yan's body. Boom! Seeing this, Taiping and the primordial sacred flame, not far away, could no longer contain themselves. Their auras erupted violently, shaking the entire world. The three of them, fully unleashing their power, rushed toward the position where Xiao Yan and the Qingyan Divine Court were. Meanwhile, Danyu, witnessing this scene, couldn't help but narrow his eyes. In his view, the actions of the Primordial Divine Clan were truly outrageous, practically like bandits. However, just as Danyu prepared to help Xiao Yan, a hand blocked him. It was Uncle Farmer. Old man, can you just watch this? Danyu said angrily, stopped by Uncle Farmer. No, if you don't act, they might still be fine. But if you intervene, things will escalate, Uncle Farmer said. Trust me, the Qingyan Divine Court may be ruthless, but they have their limits. As for that genius from the Imoku God Clan, I don't know. As Uncle Farmer held back Danyu, three terrifying forces were already sweeping toward Xiao Yan and the Qingyan Divine Court from the distant horizon. However, upon seeing Taiping and the others attack, the Qingyan Divine Court simply ignored them, while the man in the black robe behind them smiled. Swish! Swish! Two figures shot out from behind the black-robed man. They were super strong warriors from the Mixed Divine Clan and the Futu Divine Clan. The warrior from the Mixed Divine Clan wielded a Mixed Divine Sword, locking onto Taiping, who was holding the heaven-opening axe. Move aside. Seeing the Mixed Divine Clan warrior blocking him, Taiping immediately channeled all his power, swinging the heaven-opening axe. Facing the heavenly axe strike from Taiping, the powerful warrior from the Mixed Divine Clan merely smiled. With a swift flip of the Mixed Divine Sword in his hand, he slashed forward. In that moment, the entire world seemed to descend into chaos, as everything around them became engulfed in disorder. Within this chaos, Taiping's heavenly axe strike was shattered into pieces. When the chaos subsided, Taiping's face was one of shock. The heavenly axe was one of the most powerful heavenly artifacts in the entire Great Thousand Worlds, yet it had been directly suppressed like this. Hee. While the Heavenly Axe may be one of the top-tier artifacts, my Mixed Divine Clan's Mixed Divine Sword has no top-tier status. It's the true strongest. The warrior from the Mixed Divine Clan said to Tai Ping. Meanwhile, on the other side, towering black and white flames and amethyst golden dragon light spread across the battlefield. But just like Tai Ping, the two who wielded the primordial sacred flame were also stopped by a powerful member of the Futu Divine Clan. At the same time, all eyes turned to the liquefied hand of the Qingyin Divine Court, which had already emerged from the sealed body of Xiao Yan. But this hand was not empty. What the Qingyin Divine Court had extracted from Xiao Yan's body was a glowing sphere about the size of a palm. Within this sphere, the essence of the world's origins could be felt. It was the dimension embryo of the world of the Dou Domain. To forcibly extract the dimension embryo from the body of a lord of a dimension, this was the terrifying power of a perfected heavenly supreme. As long as the Qingyin Divine Court wished, they could even strip Xiao Yan of his control over the world of the Dou Domain, replacing him as the ruler of this lower dimension. After obtaining the dimension embryo of the world of the Dou Domain, the Qingyin Divine Court tossed it to a figure in the back, a man in black robes, who caught it easily. A divine light then radiated from his hands. It was the great light of Emoku from the Emoku God Clan. With a hum, under the illumination of the great light of Emoku, the dimension embryo rapidly expanded, and the space twisted, forming a distorted passageway. This passage led to the world of the Dou Domain. Xiao Yan's face twisted with rage as he watched the space in front of him slowly warp. There, a dimensional passage several hundred feet wide was now open, and entering it would directly take one to the lower dimension known as the Dou Domain. There, Xun'er, Qingyinjing, and hundreds of billions of people from the Dou Qi world were taking refuge. Xiao Yan found himself completely sealed off, and far off, Long Yuan, who was fighting with a member of the Futu Divine Clan, had gone into a frenzy. Roar! A deafening dragon roar echoed through the heavens and earth. As the overwhelming amethyst golden light spread out, a massive amethyst golden dragon, hundreds of thousands of feet long, appeared in the sky. At the same time, the regal aura of a dragon emperor enveloped the entire world. The world of the Dou Domain was Long Yuan's long-lost homeland, and he would never allow a group of invaders to take control. But even though he wielded the power of a lower heavenly supreme, when facing the Futu Divine Clan's expert, whose strength had reached the peak of upper heavenly supreme, what difference did it make? Buzz. As Long Yuan summoned his true form, enormous shadows descended from the sky. Massive black divine towers, each standing 100,000 feet tall, appeared. Boom, boom, boom. Countless massive Futu divine towers fell into place around Long Yuan, forming a giant formation spanning millions of feet. This was not a spiritual array, but rather a formation built around the strategic arrangement of the Futu divine towers themselves. The Futu Grand Formation, with a flare, the figure of the Futu Divine Clan expert appeared within the Futu Grand Formation. With a wave of his hand, countless flames surged within the formation, forming a massive fiery barrier. Long Yuan's true form was immediately trapped inside, unable to break free despite his struggles. However, the Futu Divine Clan expert had no intention of harming Long Yuan. After sealing him in, he turned his attention to intercepting the primordial sacred flame. At the same time, the man in black robes, with a calm expression, stepped into the dimensional passage, heading for the Dou Domain. As he entered, Qingyin Divine Court glanced back at Xiao Yan before turning his focus to the two other experts from the Primordial Divine Clan. You two, stay here and wait. If Qingyinjing escapes, stop her at all costs. If necessary, seal her powers, understood. The powerful figure from the Mixed Divine Clan smiled and spoke. The strong individual from the Futu Divine Clan nodded as well. Swish. The figure from the Qingyin Divine Court swiftly entered the dimensional passage, which then slowly closed, transforming into a dimension embryo that floated in mid-air. However, the dimension embryo did not return to Xiao Yan's body but instead drifted aimlessly, as the earlier actions of the Qingyin Divine Court caused a momentary disorientation in the embryo. Buzz. After the Qingyan Divine Court left, the Futu Divine Tower above Xiao Yan's head vanished. With its disappearance, the pressure it had exerted on Xiao Yan completely dissipated, and the terrifying suppressed power within Xiao Yan erupted. Boom! A torrent of Emperor flames surged from Xiao Yan's body. The power far exceeded Xiao Yan's previous limits, and within that fiery surge, there was an additional flavor, Hellfire's power. In the brief span of several minutes, Xiao Yan's power had been on the verge of exploding. Even the Qingyan Divine Court hadn't realized that. While completely immobilized, Xiao Yan had managed to refine the Hellfire with his willpower beyond limits. It was nothing short of madness. Xiao Yan sought greater power. Power so overwhelming that even the Primordial Divine Clan wouldn't be able to stop it. Go. This is your world. You don't want to be manipulated by others, do you? As Xiao Yan's power fully erupted, a deep, resonant voice rang out across the heavens and earth. Swish. Swish. At the moment the voice rang out, two figures shot across the sky at an unimaginable speed, heading straight for the Futu Divine Clan powerhouse, who had blocked the Primordial Sacred Flame, and the Mixed Divine Clan powerhouse, who had stopped Taipang. Those two figures were none other than Uncle Farmer and Dan Yu. Seeing the approaching Uncle Farmer and Dan Yu, the two Primordial Divine Clan powerhouses' expressions changed. However, before they could react, two waves of destructive force collided with them. Uncle Farmer struck the Futu Divine Clan powerhouse, while Dan Yu charged towards the Mixed Divine Clan powerhouse. Little brat, you should have stayed in the clan and perfected your skills instead of getting involved here, Uncle Farmer coldly said to the Futu Divine Clan powerhouse. You two, were you waiting for the Grand Elder and the young clan leader of Imoku to arrive before you took action? The Futu Divine Clan powerhouse narrowed his eyes upon seeing Uncle Farmer coming for him, and then, with a wave of his sleeve, the Futu Divine Towers that had trapped Long Yuan rushed toward him. Given Uncle Farmer's strength, he knew he would have to use his full power to counter him. Roar! Once all the Futu Divine Towers were gathered, Long Yuan broke free and surged forward. At the same time, Uncle Farmer and the Futu Divine Clan powerhouse collided fiercely. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dan Yu's interference caused the Mixed Divine Clan powerhouse to abandon his attempt to stop Taipang, and the Primordial Sacred Flame took the opportunity to rush toward Xiao Yan. You outsider, are you planning to wage war against my Primordial Divine Clan? The Mixed Divine Clan powerhouse's gaze turned serious as he spoke to Dan Yu. If it were that easy to start a war, the extraterrestrial evil clan would have already conquered the Great Thousand Worlds, Dan Yu replied with a smile. Humph. With Dan Yu's retort, the Mixed Divine Clan powerhouse could only snort coldly. Swish. 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 With the two Primordial Divine Clan powerhouses held off by Uncle Farmer and Dan Yu, Long Yuan and the others moved at their fastest speed toward Xiao Yan, who was now trying to recall the Dimension Embryo. Damn it, the Dimension Embryo is disoriented. Xiao Yan cursed as he looked at the erratically floating embryo. What on earth was that great light of Imoku that caused such damage to the embryo? Can't we open the dimensional passage again? What now? Long Yuan asked anxiously. We can force it open, but we could land anywhere, Xiao Yan replied. Moreover, I will be unable to control the Dimension Embryo for a period of time. There's no other choice. Let's force it open, Long Yuan said. Xiao Yan nodded. At this point, it was the only option. None of them knew what Qingyan Divine Court's two members would do in the world of the Dou Domain. If they triggered a battle to capture Qingyan Jing, the destruction of the Dou Domain would be unimaginable. Buzz. As Xiao Yan channeled his vast spiritual energy into the Dimension Embryo, the Dimension Embryo itself resisted, but this resistance was immediately suppressed by Xiao Yan. Following this, the Dimension Embryo expanded, transforming into a dimensional passage just a few meters in size. After forcibly opening the dimensional passage, Xiao Yan turned his gaze towards the two old farmers who were holding off the two ancient Divine Clan experts. Then, a clear, resounding voice echoed toward them. We will never forget your help today, seniors. If the opportunity arises, we will surely repay you. The two ancient Divine Clan experts in the distance darkened their expressions upon hearing this. Old farmer, though you hold the highest rank among the ancient Divine Clan, You are still interfering with the internal affairs of the clan. One of the Dou Domain clan experts shouted at the old farmer. Children should keep quiet. The old farmer waved his hand, and a vast wave of spiritual energy sent the expert flying back hundreds of thousands of meters. The old farmer then turned his head to look at Xiao Yan and the others, who were preparing to leave. Did someone just say they would repay us? The old farmer's words spread across the sky and earth. I will repay you for your help in the future, seniors, Xiao Yan replied. You don't necessarily need to repay me, just remember a few words of mine, the old farmer said, his voice traveling across 1,000 miles to reach Xiao Yan's ears. The peace of this great thousand world was born from the fear of the extraterritorial worlds. If we fall into internal strife, we won't even need the extraterritorial clans to wage war. Our own hands will destroy us. I'm sure you know who would most like to see that happen. The old farmer's words echoed in Xiao Yan's ears, and his next words made Xiao Yan pause in slight surprise. The actions of the Qingyan divine court and that reckless child of the Imoku god clan were indeed excessive. I apologize on behalf of the ancient divine clan. The old farmer spoke calmly, but even Xiao Yan and Long Yuan could hear the deep sense of regret in his tone. You are the Flame Emperor. In the future, you will be one of the key pillars protecting this world. When that time comes, people like us will no longer be of use, the old farmer said, his final words resonating through the heavens. Flame Emperor, guard this world, whether it's the lower dimensions or the great thousand worlds. A flicker of light gleamed in Xiao Yan's eyes. As the old farmer's final echoes faded from the world, Xiao Yan slowly turned and stepped into the dimensional gate heading toward the Dou Domain. His words, though simple, were firm and resolute, responding to the old farmer. From now on, this world will be in my hands. A hint of a satisfied smile appeared at the corners of the old farmer's mouth as he watched Xiao Yan disappear into the dimensional gate. Soon after, Long Yuan and the others followed, stepping into the dimensional passage, though the passage remained open for a while, still in a hazy state. Whoosh! As Xiao Yan and the others entered the dimensional passage, the Dou Domain clan expert, who had been knocked back by the old farmer, swiftly flew over again. His eyes grew solemn as he looked at the dimensional gate floating silently in the sky. Sigh. You all are not insignificant figures in the ancient divine clan. Doesn't it feel like an achievement to surround a wounded little girl in such a large group? The old farmer turned and said to the expert from the Dou Domain clan. The ancient divine vein is too important for our clan. What is a small loss of face compared to that? The expert replied. As long as someone breaks through the rules and grasps control, everything we've done will be worth it. But in the past tens of thousands of years, has anyone broken through the rules and seized control? The old farmer asked. You, as an elder of the ancient divine clan, dare question the ancient divine vein? The expert glared at the old farmer, anger in his eyes. The old farmer didn't respond to his words, but instead looked off into the distance, where Dan Yu was engaged in a battle with an expert from the mixed divine clan. More precisely, after Xiao Yan and the others left, Dan Yu had ceased fighting. Dan Yu, thank you for your help this time, the old farmer called out to him. I also gained something from it, didn't I? Dan Yu smiled and replied. By the way, isn't the competition on the 10,000 pill continent about to start? The old farmer asked, now completely ignoring the Dou Domain clan expert and casually chatting with Dan Yu. Are you talking about the 10,000 pills gathering? Dan Yu responded, it's held once every 30 years, and the next one is only half a year away. It's coming up fast. Nothing much, just inquiring about the recent situation in the 10,000 pill continent, the old farmer said. After speaking, he indicated that he was about to fly away, but his destination caused the powerful members of the Dou Domain clan to pause for a moment in surprise.